Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Assalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in amma ba'd. Allahumma salli ala sayyidina Muhammadin al-fatihi lima ughliqa wal khatimi lima sabaqa nashiril haqqi bil haqqi wal hadi ila siratikal mustaqim wa ala alihi haqqa qadri wa miqdari anzim. Firstly, let's thank to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who has been giving us some mercies and blessing, so we can good condition and happy situation. Secondly, my peace and salutation always be given to the noble of Islam, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who has been guide us from the darkness to the lightness, from the stupidity to the cleverness, from Jahiliyah era to the Islamic era, namely Islam, our true religion. I am Risa Sakinah, student of Sheikh Abdurrahman Siddiq State Islamic Institute, study program Islamic Religious Education. I'm standing in front of you all. I'd like to deliver my speech about LGBT in society. LGBT stands for lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender. Lesbian means a homosexual woman, kind of interaction between fellow women. Gay means a homosexual man, kind of interaction between fellow men. Bisexual means kind of interaction not only between men and women, but also with his or her some kind sex. As an example, a man interacts with a woman and he also interacts with a man. Transgender means an action to change someone's gender from original sex. For example, a young man does not want to be a young man, so he asks a surgeon to make plastic operation, so he changed to a young woman. Or a woman does not want to receive her own sex. She asks a surgeon to do plastic operation and make her become a man. There are several factors that influence a person to experience LGBT, including first, factor environment. Environmental factors can trigger the occurrence of LGBT. For example, because of wrong association. In making friends, we should choose friends who have good behavior. When a person makes friends with people who are LGBT, there is a tendency that he will also become a member of the LGBT community because of the influence of friends. So, the environment and habits are the biggest triggering factor for the occurrence of LGBT in Indonesia. The influence of Western culture that entered Indonesia can also cause behavior division that occur. The second factor is family. If a child experiences violence in the environment, this factor can be one of the factors that causes him to become LGBT. For example, a daughter who has been abused by her father or brother may think of going against opposite sex. As a result, she chose to live as an LGBT person because of the unpleasant life experience. Therefore, the role in the family is very important. The warmth and harmony of the family will encourage children to grow normally and naturally. In addition, if parents provide good religious and moral education, this will purify someone to defeat from being LGBT. Next is generative factor. Factors that cause LGBT occurs in due to genetic factor. That means that sexual deviation such as lesbian, gay, bisexual, or transgender can occur because of the descendants of previous family members. In the human body, a normal male chromosome is XY and a female in XX. However, in real life, it can be found that a male has an XXY chromosome. This extra chromosome can cause his to behave like a woman. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you think if once you see two people were walking together, a woman and a woman, or a man and a man, and they are interested and hug each other? Don't you think it's strange? Or sometimes you hear that a man has changed into a woman or a woman has changed into a man. They change their style, their makeup, their clothes, their voice, and many others. Do you think it is common? We, as a human being, are created by God. It's clear one as male and one as female. In our religions, I think all religious believe that God asks us to be in fair and Britain to children or next generation. In Islam, this LGBT behavior has been done by previous humans, namely the Sodom, at the time of the Prophet Lut alayhi salam. Do we still remember about the punishment received by the people of the Prophet Lut alayhi salam? His people received punishment from God for not paying attention to his prohibition regarding homosexual and lesbian that happened to these people. How terrible in the punishment from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the following Al-Quran Surah Hud verses 81-82. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قالوا يا لوط إنا رسل ربك لن يصلوا إليك فأسر بأهلك بقطع من الليل ولا يلتفت منكم أحد إلا امرأتك إنه مصيبها ما أصابهم إن موعدهم الصبح أليس الصبح بقريب فلما جاء أمرنا جعلنا عاليها سافلها وأمطرنا عليها حجارة من سجيل منضود. Meaning, the messenger's angels said, O Lord, indeed we are the messengers of your Lord. They will never be able to disturb you. So go with your family and followers at the end of the night and let no one be with you. Of you are left behind, except your wife. Verily he will be afflicted with the punishment that befell them. For verily the time of the punishment for them isn't done already near. So when our torment came, we made the land of the people of Lut and below we turned it over We showered them with stones from burning ground repeatedly. Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala has created us in pair, male and female, not only to vent sexual desire, but for a more secret interest, namely to fulfill the purpose of civilization. Subhanahu wa Ta'ala has created us in pairs, male and female, not only to vent sexual desire, but for more secret interest, namely to fulfill the sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and gain wisdom and many rewards because of the secret marriage bond, also as a way to get offspring, continue the family generation, generally to maintain the continuity of human civilization. But what if the couple is the same gender? Can they be related to the next generation? Of course not, because until whenever sexual division or sexual relation that occur in the same sex will never have offspring. Well, we live in Indonesia, a cultural country. We have the rules and law in our society to live in a regular livelihood. We have a good norms in the neighborhood. If we see someone turn himself or herself become other gender, it is against the law and the rules. There will be a contradiction among the people. Let's see, for example, in Bali. It's strange, a man marries a man. It seems that this behavior has bad impact to other people. We always keep the rule or the right law in our country. But these men cut the rule. They have not responsibility to keep the rule and law as good citizens. Again, I say that I don't agree. Why? LGBT tend to irregular the work of government, especially in demography node. Their date will be changed and changed. Identity card, passport, driving license, diploma, status, and many others. So, irregularity can make a mess in money work. Ladies and gentlemen, students who consider themselves as gay or lesbian tend to drop out their school. Why? As a survey in internet said, that they will be 5 times greater than normal students to leave their school. Since they feel insecurity, they feel they are sometimes bullied. It is estimated about 28% of them were forced to leave school. Some doors of homosexual activities tend to find the victim of children. They ask them to do bad things such as sodomy, watching blue film, or something else that is not right and suitable for children. And the children, why don't know the bad effect slowly are influenced. They develop to be close, cruel, or open people. And it might aid LGBT has bad impact of health. Usually the people involved with those activities spread the disease to his or her couple, his or her children. As a note of a study in internet said that about 7-8% of homosexual or heterosexual doors are contaminated of sex disease such as HIV, gonorrhea, ovarian cancer, prostate cancer, and some others. So, isn't it so scary? There are several ways we can do to avoid this LGBT division, including first, get closer to God. Every religion must teach goodness by getting closer to God by studying religious knowledge. One has a purpose not to do things that are prohibited by religion. For example, with the holding of religious counseling regarding LGBT in place of worship such as mosques and other can be placed for counseling and providing knowledge if discussed differs from religious rules. Second, create a healthy home environment. The family is the starting point where efforts of prevent homosexual must begin. No child will grow up to be homosexual if from the beginning he has had a warm emotional relationship, especially from his parents. Stab- Stable home atmosphere stimulates healthy home heterosexual behavior for the family members. A stable home atmosphere stimulates healthy heterosexual behavior for the family members. Third, building a healthy self concept. Low self concept becomes an opportunity for someone to behave homosexually. Therefore, it takes trust and increased self assessment. Man should feel really if he is a man with masculinity and inclusion, and vice versa with women with grace. Fourth, giving the association. The straight, the lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender can spread talk immediate the immediate environment. Therefore, maintaining relationships such as neighbors, friends, and other is very necessary. Necessary. 5. Closing the porn gap. Parents must play an active role in this because devices that are introduced to children from an early age can make it easier for them to reach sites that contain pornography content, especially homosexual. 6. Holding a study or seminar. The holding of studies or seminars on the dangers of lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender it is fairly effective way. The studies or seminars can be carried out as in schools and other in order to provide lessons at a young age, in order to avoid the adverse effect in this case. 7. Creating an LGBT prohibition law. The government must pay more attention to the condition of the community by making law regarding the prohibition of the existence of LGBT. It's also appropriate. The government must pay more attention to the condition of the community by making law regarding the prohibition of the existence of LGBT, which is also appropriate. This is important to the spread of lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender from getting worse. Ladies and gentlemen, based on my argument, let's think that LGBT is not good in our streets and should be stopped in our society. because LGBT is a division that causes a person to oppose religious rules against social norms, top school, lead to irregular government work, and can lead to the rise of sexually transmitted disease. So say no to LGBT. So that was just I can explain in this change. I'm so sorry for any mistake and all thank you for your attention. The last I said, wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.